5 secret, juicy lead sources that are gonna yield you big, fat, juicy deals that nobody knows about. That's the topic of today's show. But before we jump in, make sure to head on over to nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/script. Whether you're trying to scratch and claw your way to your first real estate deal or you're trying to scale your business to 7 figures, you make sure you download this script to know how to talk to sellers, right? Know what to say, how to say it, the exact questions that we ask in our business and that you can use to lock up big, fat, juicy wholesale deals that'll put a lot of money in your pocket. So make sure you go to our website, nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/script and download that today. So today's episode came from a question and I loved it so much. I said, oh, we've got it. You've got to use it on an episode. So let's go ahead and play the music.
Hey, Todd, thanks for doing this. Quick question for you. As it pertains to leads, so you got easy ones where you just pull a list, you start calling, but what's a lead source that is harder to work? Maybe there's more layers to it, it requires more time, but it's more fruitful because there's fewer people willing to do the legwork, and you might be one of the only people talking to the seller.
Man, I love this question because it's very inward focused, right? A lot of people are worried about competition and, how to beat out someone or how to force a seller to say yes. And for me, I love it. I love it when I'm the only person talking to a seller, and you should too. That's how you get big, fat, juicy deals, right? They want to do business with you. And a lot of that starts with really good marketing. Now, for us, I'm always going to recommend that you market hard, right? You're always generating leads. That is the lifeblood. So consistency is going to be the most important thing here. And so if you are marketing consistently over time as a matter of sheer number, you're going to find sellers who you're the only person that they're dealing with. If you're sporadic, if you don't have a marketing schedule, if you don't, market consistently, you're not going to find those sellers that, are only dealing with you. It's going to seem like you're competing with everyone. And that's kind of tiring, right? So focus on yourself. So the first thing I would do is make sure you're using a marketing schedule and you're marketing consistently. That is the most important thing. If you're not doing that, forget everything else. Forget what I'm about to tell you. Very, very, very important. And some of that, what I'm going to tell you is actually going to rely on some of this. That being said, I'm going to give you 5 juicy lead sources that hardly anybody else uses, that if you go the extra mile, man, you're going to find some monsters, right? You're going to find some big fish. And those are the ones that change the game for you. So let's jump into these. So number 1 are return postcards from mail. Now, in our business, we mail every single week. Every single week, we drip mail out. Drip, 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 drip. We are so consistent. And I'm going to tell you to be so consistent. It doesn't have to be a lot, right? Even if you can only mail out 500 postcards a week or 100 postcards a week, get that out every single week without fail. Drip, 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 drip. Now, some people mail. Very few people mail consistently, but almost nobody follows up with their return postcards. So what are return postcards? Return postcards are postcards that you send out in the mail, and then they come back to you because the owner either passed away, it says deceased on it, or the wrong address, or they moved, or no longer at this address, or it's a incorrect address. So what does that mean? Well, that means that the seller's not getting any mail from anybody. So now you want to go one step further. So now everybody else says, okay, I give up. Or really, they don't say anything at all. They're just complacent. They ignore it. They are sleepwalking. Not you, not today, not my listeners. All right. So I get all these postcards. And the trick to this, by the way, is to make sure that you are not the one doing this. Because if you are going to a P.O. box and you're trying to pull these out and you're trying to scan them yourself and do what I'm telling you, doing what I'm telling you to do, it's below, you need someone to help you with this, right? Because it's not going to happen otherwise. So what I would do is I would have someone who I paid 15, 20 bucks an hour go to the PO box and get all the return postcards and scan all these postcards in, get them into an Excel spreadsheet. You want to then skip trace them. You want to then remail them. Okay. And then you also want to call and text them. Very, very important. So you want to, again, scan all the return mail postcards. You want to skip trace them. Okay. Skip tracing is you run them through a service. And you could, by the way, go to nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/skip trace, nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/skip trace. And there you're going to actually find the best company to skip trace with the best pricing. So nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/skip trace. Get those, the correct mailing addresses, correct phone numbers, want to remail them, and then call and text those people. Now, you want to make sure that happens consistently, at least once a month, hopefully bi-weekly, right? And keep that list going. Want to build that list and build that list and build that list. And before you know it, you're going to have this proprietary, unique list that everybody doesn't have. The key is have a system. If you don't like my system, make up your own. Just make sure it happens without your involvement. Okay, key there, without your involvement. One more time, without your involvement, or else it ain't gonna happen. All right, next, probate attorneys. Probate attorneys are a phenomenal way to get real estate deals, right? A lot of times people are gonna go straight to an attorney and start a probate, and that's where they go. And so they ignore the letters, they ignore the phone calls, they don't know who to trust. And so if you have a relationship with a probate attorney and they have a client who says, hey, I want to sell this as is, they can recommend you. So how do you find probate attorneys? Number one is you want to look, you can Google them. Just Google probate attorneys in blank in your city. Or you could find them on LinkedIn, right? Go on LinkedIn, put probate attorneys. It's a phenomenal tool, and you could check location and find them. So what I would do is I would set up, number one, a nice little mailing campaign to probate attorneys. Two, I would call their offices. But you get 5, 10 probate attorneys, man, you are cooking, right? You get one deal from each a year. You got 10 juicy, smoking hot deals that you're not competing with anybody else because the attorney drove the process, right? Now you might be assuming, oh my gosh, isn't the attorney going to demand a smoking high price? No, we do it all the time. We just bought one and we made $40K on the deal because the seller was more interested in the safety of dealing with their attorney and the speed and the convenience than trying to bid it out for the highest price. And the attorney knew that, and that's why they called us. Okay, number 3, your local referral sources. Man, this is a good one. Everyone you know should know what you do. Do not be a secret, okay? Do not be, okay, this is not a costume party. All right. Do not be a superhero. Okay. You don't have a secret identity as a real estate investor. Everyone needs to know what you do and how you can help. And so you are going to get people from your past, from your present, and your future who are going to send you real estate deals. One of our acquisition specialists had a teacher who saw a social media post that we did, and they said they knew a motivated seller who wanted to do business with us. Okay, very, very, very important. And we got the deal, smoking hot deal, right? I think that one was like $65,000. Word of mouth are the best kind of leads because they're not going to call everybody else. They're going to trust you because of the referral source. And they're actually going to feel obligated to do business with you because of the referral source. So how do you get referral sources? Number one, tell everyone what you do. Hand out business cards, ask for referrals. Don't ask, don't get. Don't ask, don't get. If you don't ask for referrals, you're not going to get them. Also on social media, it's never been easier. Put out content. Don't be a secret. Your deals that you're on, go live and tell people how they can work with you, right? Do social media posts. Take a picture so you can take a, for example, I do these podcasts and you'll see that I repurpose a podcast into a YouTube, into an Instagram. You can even do like an image, right? So get the word out. Right? You can take this video and turn it into an audio. You could do a little infographic, but get it all over the place. Don't be a secret. Have a system. Next, this is one I've actually haven't talked about, and I'm a little hesitant to share it, but because you're my listener, I'm going to. All right. Influencer marketing. Check out local Facebook groups in your area. Okay, local Facebook groups in your area. So in your town, you have local influencers who have a following in your town. Maybe they're radio hosts, maybe they're garage sale groups, maybe they are some kind of community, like charity groups or news groups, right? Join those groups and contact the owners and ask them if you could do some marketing in their group with them promoting you. That's the key. You want them to promote you as the hero, right, of what you do. Maybe they can meet you at some of the properties and tell stories, and you could share how you can help people. So you can offer to give them a monthly fee for advertising, and also maybe a small piece of all the deals that come from the group for helping to promote you and really being that voice, right? They don't call it influencer marketing for a reason. Okay, we're doing great with influencer marketing right now. And then, this is a good one. Let's talk about leads that you're talking to that all of a sudden have a phone number that goes disconnected, right? You are going to have sometimes a seller who sounded motivated and all of a sudden their phone goes off. Most people are just going to stop and they're going to give up. I would skip trace those people, find a new phone number, find their new mailing address, and call them and follow up with them, because everybody else has given up at this point and no one else has their new information. So whenever you're dealing with someone and their phone goes disconnected, go the extra mile, get their new information, skip trace them. I talked about that, by the way. If you want to find the cheapest and best place to get skip tracing, go to nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com/skip trace. So I hope you enjoyed today's show. I know we've been doing lots of questions lately. If you have a question, you can send it to @Todd on Instagram or email support@nolimitsrealestateinvesting.com, and I will talk to you on the next episode.